Good afternoon. I am here with Bill and Kathy Rech. They live in our Gables East. Hello.
Hello.
How long have you lived at Southport?
About 5 years.
5 years. Great. And how has that experience been?
Very, very favorable. We feel very safe here.
Very nice. How about you, Bill?
Yes, I felt with all the turmoil out in various cities and so forth, we
Right.
have felt very safe here, and everything has been as advertised.
That's great. So where did you all move from? Where did you all live prior to?
Michigan.
Oh, wow.
So glad to be in the warmer climate.
Right. So how long did you all live in Michigan?
Oh my, honey.
About 8 years, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Actually, we moved around quite a bit. We both grew up in Evansville, Indiana,
Mm-hmm.
and then we got married there. I had just completed college,
Mm-hmm.
and I obtained a job in Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
And we lived there for quite a number of years, and then I got with one of the auto companies, and was transferred to Michigan. So we lived in Detroit for a long time,
Oh,
and from Detroit right here, where it's very nice and warm.
wow.
Yes.
That's cool. From Michigan, from Detroit, right to Florida. So that must be feeling like what was your experience first? No snow?
Wonderful. We just didn't miss Michigan. Our son still lives there.
Really?
So we miss him, but other than that, we're so glad to be here.
So you said your son, do you guys have just one son or many more? Or?
Just one son,
Mm-hmm.
and he has been a great son. As some of the young men do, he got into a few things, but he has gotten out of those. He's living a very straight and a wonderful life, and we're very proud of him.
Great. Do you all have any grandchildren?
We have 2 grandchildren. Why don't you go with them, Kathy?
Well, we have 2, and Robbie and Leah will be getting married in August.
Oh.
Our grandson.
Grandson.
Uh-huh. And we're very proud of them.
So maybe in a few more years, you all might get great grandkids.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
So,
And Debbie lives here in Northport.
oh,
Our
your-
daughter.
And she's in Fawcett. She works at Fawcett in the ICU unit.
and that's your daughter?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Oh, nice. That's really nice to have a daughter that close
Oh,
and then being
yes.
a nurse. That's awesome.
That's
So
right. She does a
close.
lot of things that maybe other daughters wouldn't be able to do.
Right. That's a big support.
Oh, it is. It is.
And then you'll also have a cat, right?
Oh,
Your
yeah.
precious
Oreo.
part of your family.
Yes.
Dear Oriole.
Oh.
Black and white. So, of course, we named after Oreo cookie.
Yeah. So Oreo is a favorite for both of you, or
yes.
does he
Oh,
have his
yes.
favorite now? Both of you.
Well, I think Kathy is probably his favorite, and he kind of puts up with me sometimes.
That's awesome. And how many years are you guys married?
Be 60 September 24.
Wow.
We've been very
Six.
close.
Mhm.
So 60 beautiful years.
Yes.
they have been.
Oh, yes.
So what would you say was the most precious or most memorable moment in those 60 years of marriage?
Oh my. So many things have occurred that have
I
been so
know.
wonderful.
Right.
And,
There could be that one thing that really sticks out. What would that be?
You stayed with me when I went through years of depression.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when the poetry started.
Oh,
It was interesting.
wow.
And so I wrote through the years,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that the Lord had his hand on my life.
Right.
And Bill stuck through thick and thin for me.
That's awesome.
And after a number of years, I got over my bipolar depression, and I've been very healthy. And I wanted the opportunity to share these poems
Oh, of course.
with other people
Mm-hmm.
and hope that they would be blessed.
Wow. So actually, Kathy, when I was able to just read one of your poems just the other day, your neighbor, your friend, Donna,
Oh, yes.
she
Donna.
actually got me a poem. And when I read the poem, it just touched my heart.
Oh,
I mean, they
oh,
were
thank
beautiful
you.
poems. You
Thank
wrote
you.
them so well.
Oh,
And
thank you.
I think that was a great platform for you
It
to really
was.
express.
It was.
And it probably just helped you to heal.
It did.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So, how many poems do you think you wrote?
Oh, my.
oh, my.
50.
I would say at least 50. Mhm.
So 50 over a span of?
Oh, my.
You only wrote poems for a number of years,
Mhm.
and then it kind of spread out a little bit. So that was probably, 5-6 years?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And some people were going through difficult times, and then a poem would come. And I could share it with them and give it to them.
Mm-hmm.
And,
And how did they feel after they read your poems?
oh, very much
Mm-hmm.
improved and very
Right.
encouraged.
Wow.
And it did me a lot of good too.
Right.
It brought healing to me.
Right. That is so...
Bill has been very careful, though. He doesn't really want me to give out these poems freely. He
Mhm.
wants us to try to publish them.
Oh.
So we haven't looked into that yet.
Right. I mean, there are different ways of publishing. I mean, these days, people even self-publish their
That's
books and
right.
poems on Amazon. Like they have great apps where you can
Oh.
self-publish it too. So
Uh-huh.
that's something you could look into.
Thank you.
Very soon, there are residents here who have self-published books.
Oh.
So there has been a request, so I will be organizing an event where we will
Oh.
invite those residents who have published their books and invite other residents who are interested in
Yes.
That
to
would be nice.
to
That-
join in.
Yes.
And that will give you a great opportunity
Oh,
too.
thank you.
So just this is more for our audience who is watching this video, your fellow residents. I know we've been talking about these poems. Why not read a poem right now?
Okay.
And then, then we can talk more about it. Does that sound good?
Oh, it certainly does.
Okay. So, Kathy, I know you wrote more than 50 poems. Which one would you say was your favorite? Which is the one that you really think you would like to share with our other residents here?
The Message. This is called The Message. I saw a poor one clothed in rags. My heart grieved so for him. He wore no shoes. His feet were bruised. His eyes were hollowed in. I thought how sad it truly was to see a child so thin. I wondered what it would be like to see my child like him. And then I thought, I have so much. The Lord has blessed me so. Could not I share of what I have to see his face aglow? The message of the gospel is to feed their hungry souls and share with them our blessed Lord, who heals our pain and woes. But if we never hear their cries for food to ease their pain, our message of the cross to them will only be in vain.
Well, beautiful.
Thank you.
What a beautiful message is that. And I like the way you have really expressed yourself and talked about the child and talked about, what a great expression is that.
Thank you.
So let me go to Bill. Bill,
Okay.
what did you feel about this specific poem?
All the poems that she has written, and I've heard numerous times, and I've read them myself at times. It just is caring of people, and people have difficulties, and the world certainly needs that kind of help. And so some of these poems feed into what emotions that other people need. And that's kind of what I think and feel.
Yes, that's so true. Absolutely. So, Kathy, I got an opportunity to just glance through a few of your beautiful poems. And then what really caught my eye was the one that you had written named Anger. And I thought it's a very powerful message to just about anyone here or anywhere around, because I would not say that any single individual can say that they have never felt
Exactly.
anger and how they reacted to it. And I think your poem really gives the message that I feel all the residents here at Southport Square should get an opportunity to listen to. So would you mind reading that poem to us?
I'll be very glad.
Okay, so let's go.
Anger. Anger is normal to feel what we feel. When someone has hurt us, the pain is so real. We struggle with feelings, and way deep inside, we feel such deep guilt we desire to hide. We push it all down and pretend it's not there. It's a way of denial, and we feel despair. Jesus has told us it's okay to feel. That word that was spoken hurt you, and it's real. Do not deny that you ache from that wound. Talk to me, share with me, you will heal soon. My time is not your time, it may take a while. If you talk to me, child, I will bring back your smile. Anger is there for a purpose, it's true, and you will discover I'll not reject you. I too felt anger when injustice I faced, felt total rejection and also disgrace. But my Father was with me to soothe and to bind the agony that sought to take hold of my mind. I hung on the cross and took it all, your sin, those resentments and bitterness harbored within. And when you confess all the anger that's there, I declare you are righteous. I heal your despair.
Wow. Really beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
And your poems are so realistic. They really are. And they have such a powerful message. And I see that in every poem, you're reaching out to the Lord. And I can see that's the strength, really. That's really what gave you strength, right? During the
Right.
difficult times in your life.
Right.
And you said it took you a few years, but you were able to overcome the problems that you were facing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think by writing and expressing yourself, but at the same time showing the belief in God,
Mm-hmm.
do you think that was something that really helped you to heal?
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. He was right there, the
Mhm.
Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And I could talk to him,
Mm-hmm.
and he laid it on my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I first shared
Mm-hmm.
these poems and
Mhm.
they came to me, it was just like, oh Lord, you've given me so much.
Mhm.
When I came home from the hospital one
Mhm.
time, I was picking up wrapping paper from Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
and I hardly had the strength
Mm-hmm.
to put the paper in a trash can.
Mm-hmm.
And then the poem came to me, I'll never leave you.
Oh.
If the fig tree does not blossom and no fruit is on the vine, may I put my trust in you, Lord, not the thoughts within my mind. Let me rest in your sound wisdom. You are sovereign over all. Help me look to your provision when I stumble and I fall. When all is dark around me, let me see my way clear. And let me hear you, Savior, call me and respond with, I am here. Just right now, my Lord, be with me. This pain seems too much to bear. I thought I heard you call me. Are you out there anywhere? Yes, my child, I've never left you. I've been right here all the time. Put your weariness upon me. Let your burdens all be mine. For, dear child, I'll never leave you. Whatever trials may come your way, let me have your tears and heartache. I'll take care of you today.
Wow. Look at you. You just know all your poems. Wow. Do you know most of your poems like that? Wow. That's a true gift.
It is a gift,
It is a gift.
right? And that's why I want to share them at times. And Bill wants me to really try to get them published.
Right.
And we'll have to leave that with the Lord. We'll have to see if that can happen.
Maybe he sent you at the right place.
Right. I believe that.
I believe it too. We're going to work and see that we are able to help you. And I know Bill is very techy.
Oh,
Yes.
He's
yes.
good with his computer technology
Yes.
skills. So
Yes.
he is going to play a big role. And I am so inspired to very soon get the group together so that we
thank
can
you.
get
That'd be
Bill
wonderful.
going
Oh,
and getting
thank
all your
you.
poems together so we could, you can have a wonderful self-published book of
That'd be
poems.
nice.
It
It
would
would.
be, and Bill has done all these poems for me and has copied them for me
Right. type
on the
them.
computer,
Right.
or I wouldn't
True.
have them.
Mm-hmm. In the meantime, what you guys could do is think of a beautiful name for your poetry book. And because we're going to get to it very soon, help you publish your poetry book.
Oh,
And I'm sure you will come up with a beautiful name.
I was going to share and publish it
Mm-hmm.
by his poems. That's what I want to
Oh,
share it. His poems.
his poems.
Right.
Oh, very
Because
nice.
he's the one that's
Mhm.
given these to me to share.
Right. Wow. That's a beautiful name. So, Bill,
Yes.
are you ready? So, very soon, getting ready to get those poems published.
It might be a little bit of work, but it certainly would be
Yeah.
worth getting them published so
Right.
that more
Right.
people could have
Right.
them.
Actually, in Gables West, we have a resident. Her
Oh.
name is Ruth Nadewell.
Oh.
She has published couple of books, poetry books.
Oh, really?
She loves to write poetries, and it's called Feelings.
Oh, beautiful.
And
Beautiful.
through COVID, the last year, she spent a year in really publishing her poetry.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm going to get you in touch with her too.
Oh, thank you.
You
thank
guys can
you.
both sit and chat a little bit.
Yes,
hmm
that would be wonderful.
So, Bill, what else do you like to do? I know you're good with technology. Do you have any hobbies?
Well, not really. I've always enjoyed sports.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, anymore I don't play sports.
Play, but you can watch.
And I watch them.
Mm-hmm. So, which was your favorite sports?
Well, I would say baseball was my
Baseball.
favorite sport.
Mm-hmm.
I have one sport that might be a little unusual, and it's going to be coming up in the next several weeks, is the Indianapolis 500 race. Now, when we lived in Indianapolis, we went to the race and sat on the outside of the third turn at the race, and we had those seats for 4 or 5 years.
Wow.
So when we moved away, that's one thing that I dearly have missed, and
Right.
we'll be watching it on TV this year.
Wow.
Our son-in-law
Mm-hmm.
gave him that 500
Hat.
hat,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going over there Sunday. They have 2 yellow labs, and
Oh.
we are so thrilled to be over there at their home
Wow.
with them. And we're going to
Enjoying
eat
the
together and watch the race.
Race and go back in time.
Yes.
And think of
yes.
those beautiful memories, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
You're so right.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. How about you, Kathy? I know you love and write your poems, and you've done a
Yes.
beautiful job with it. And I know you love to play with Oreo.
Oh, yes.
Is there anything else you like?
Well, I don't know.
Or does it take up your day?
Oh, I love to read.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
my, yes.
Oh,
Debbie McComber is
Mhm.
one of my favorite authors.
oh, really?
And I love to read.
Mm-hmm.
And I read most of her books.
Really?
And Debbie supplies me with books too, our
Oh.
daughter.
Wow, that's
And
awesome.
She's been such a life
Mhm.
saver for us, hasn't she?
Right.
She certainly has been. And you know, one thing that Kathy experienced is that if I have the TV on, it's difficult for her to read.
Right.
So she got me a set of earphones that plug into the TV, so I
The
can watch.
magic years,
Yes.
right?
So there's no cord with it. It's through the air from
Right.
the TV to the earphones, and it has just worked out wonderfully well.
That's awesome. That's what I need to do. My husband would prefer not to have any noise, have the TV on, and I'm like, what are they saying?
Yes.
I need to know. So we always have that problem
Yes.
amongst us. So time for me to get the magic ears.
Right. Right.
So do you like visiting the library in your
Oh,
building?
definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I use that a lot.
Right. So
I've even used Gables West
Oh,
and
nice.
gone there and gotten
Right.
some books.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's. I think that's really a good part about this community to have such big libraries.
Oh,
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
Right.
I know.
So, Kathy, I know you wrote all these poems. I'm sure you shared these poems with your family members.
I surely have.
Mm-hmm. So, what was their reaction to your poems?
They liked them very much, and they have passed them out to friends of theirs
Oh.
who have gone through difficult times. Debbie has a very, very close friend who has leukemia right now, and she has given her a number of my poems.
Oh, okay.
So, as much as we can share,
You'll
and
have
Donna,
share.
she's been a friend of mine, Dale's Donna.
So that's really nice that your poems were really shared. And I know you said your friend Donna, so that's, you were talking about Donna Shweedy, right? So yeah, she just, I know, she immensely enjoyed your poems.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. She's such a wonderful friend.
Oh.
She really is.
Nice.
And Dale is such a neat
Right.
person. He's 95.
Yeah, I've
something like
enjoyed
that.
Dale quite a bit.
Yeah. And just his stories too, like, you know, being a football coach. He has a
Oh, I
stadium
know.
named after him.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, it
certainly is.
is.
Yeah,
It
very
sure
nice.
is.
I'd like to get up there and see that stadium with his name on it.
I know. I agree. How good is that? All right. So, Kathy, getting back to your poems, I know you shared it with your family and friends. What about the grandchildren? Did they ever feel like reading the poems you wrote?
I don't know. That's something I'm not aware of. Are you,
No,
Bill?
I'm not aware of that either, and
I think they would
I think
if
they
I
would.
gave them to them.
Or if you even recited one or two at a time.
Right.
I think you should, you know. I think that's really important for your grandchildren to really like, and I think Bill has a really good suggestion. Rather than handing it to them, if you recite it to them,
Okay.
I think that is very, it will be a
Okay.
moment.
Thank you.
It's more of a personal thing to hear it recited
Right.
from Kathy
I
than
agree.
to read it from a
Right.
paper.
Yes. So, I know, Bill, you saw your children receiving these poems. Whom did these poems really impact the most?
I believe our daughter, her job is rather stressful in the hospital, and she has compassion for all of those people, and I know that she does her best to do whatever she can do to help them be comfortable.
Right.
Some of them are not in very good condition, so she does have a certain amount of stress with that. But
Correct.
the poems, I'm sure, have helped support her.
She works in the intensive care unit, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That can be really stressful. But that's really great for her to be there
Yes.
and help people get better.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're right, Bill. I agree. These poems must, you know, at some point, some moments in the ICU, and I believe they must have given her the strength she needed at that time.
Oh, yes.
Right. Wow. Very nice. So, Kathy, all these poems that you wrote and you shared with everyone, what do you think that they gained the most out of this? And this would apply to you too, Bill, because you have been with Kathy all along.
Yes.
What do you think?
I just think that I could see her strength in having written them and all of that, and then with me typing them up for her. I, of course, were reading it as I was typing it up, and it just emphasized to me the strength that she has, and
Bless
what has really supported her through some difficult times.
Oh, that's great. And I agree. I think it just probably reading and reflecting on them might have helped whoever, maybe your friends, maybe your family member, just build their own internal strength too,
Yes.
isn't it? It's all about that strength that we can build, no
Right.
matter what our surroundings are.
How true.
And no matter what we're going through, I think that internal strength, if we are able to build, we're able to overcome anything that we have to face. And I think that's really what helped you, isn't it? You
It
just got
does.
over it, and
Oh, yes.
you were able to face it well and then overcome it.
Yes.
Not everybody can do that.
That's true. That's
You know,
true.
there are very few people, at least in my world that I know of, I would say there would be hardly anybody who can say that they really were able to overcome, get over it, and just
Yes.
conquer it.
I had so much depression at one time.
Right.
And it took a long time before the medication,
Mm-hmm.
the right combination
Right.
was for me
Mm-hmm.
and helping to
Right.
heal me. And I never would not take it. I
Right.
always make sure that I take my medication.
And you know, that's a very important point.
Uh-huh.
Even to all our fellow residents today who's watching this, that you did sought your medical help
Right.
and you
Right.
just were very good about it, and you continue being good about it, but then you use these poems to build your inner strength, but
How
you never
true.
gave up with the medical treatment, which is so essential.
How true.
Right. And
You know, you must have gone through a lot.
Well, by God's grace, not really, but there are moments in life, and I
Sure.
do meditate. I
Okay.
do have that spiritual inclination,
Wonderful.
and I love to connect spiritually
Wonderful.
and meditate, and I do believe in the inner strength.
Mhm.
And inner strength just helps you to be happy.
Yes, it does.
It helps you to spread happiness and joy and gratitude. So that's how I feel personally,
Right.
for myself
Right.
too. Okay, so I think this has been really great. A wonderful
Thank you.
afternoon
Wonderful.
It
to
certainly has
sit with
for
both
us.
of you, Bill and
Yes.
Kathy, and getting to know you a little bit more than what I did. And it has been a pleasure.
Thank
Good.
you.
And
It's been a pleasure for us
Yes, it
too.
has been.
so
us.
thank you so much for sharing your beautiful poems
You're welcome.
and your beautiful life story and the 60 years of marriage that you'll have, where you all loved and supported each other, which is always great. And very soon we'll get to you all the resources that you guys need
Wonderful.
to be able to publish your poetry book.
That
So,
would be great.
Yes,
so again, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Smita.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. All right.